All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Huh? Hey, this is barefoot, no boot. Put in that work, baby. Put in that work. I would show you my feet, but they're gnarly. They're gnarly. Aaron, 3 months inside Delusional Club. Can you play the Daniel Gafford song? We're waddling. We are, and it's getting better day by day. Sally, are you sore for not lifting over a month? I'm a little bit sore. I did lift yesterday for the first time, like really lift weights. Here's a Daniel Gafford song. I love Daniel Gafford. He's here to stay. Daniel Gafford. God bless the USA. I love Daniel Gafford. Tubbs is back. I actually lost weight, believe it or not. I can't believe it either. I weighed myself yesterday. I lost 1 pound. 1 pound, which I can't believe. But I figure that's actually probably a bad thing. Because how much, you know, how much weight did I lose in the process of losing muscle mass? I feel like I should have lost more weight, right? I feel like that number should have been lower. But we'll get back to it. It's no big deal. That 1 pound with the clock going away. Hey, God willing. How's the DVT situation? I don't know. I went to the ER July 7th. Had a follow-up appointment. Had a follow-up appointment like July 9th or something like that. And that's it. So I just want to say thanks, brother. Your thumbnail inspired me to pick up smoking. You just look so cool and had so much aura. I'm 12 packs in 96 hours. Thanks slightly. You're welcome, guys, man. I hope to set a good example for the youth. That's really it. I hope to set a good example for the youth, and I'm happy you guys are following my lead. Is DVT an STD? No, it's not. It's a very serious medical condition. It's a very serious medical condition, and quite frankly, they say they've never seen somebody recover from it quite like this. You know, I'll say the calf pain that caused me to go to the hospital with it, I haven't felt in a few weeks. So, see Luca coming in hot ones? If so, when's the date to come on that show? They keep hitting me up, and I'm just not interested. When we would be resuming on court activities? I mean, for a while. Definitely not whenever I have... You know, it's really funny with the DVT stuff, how in my brain, and I'm like the worst person for some shit like this to happen to because I am a hypochondriac in a lot of ways, right? I mean, who the fuck knows? Me being a hypochondriac could have saved my life. Because I feel like if I weren't a hypochondriac, this music is terrible. I feel like if I wasn't a hypochondriac, I wouldn't have gone to the ER with my calf pain. But anyways, in my brain, I'm like, this is such a big deal that I have a blood clot. And then every time I call my hematologist, ask them a question, she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, can I go lift weights? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I might have a Vegas trip coming up soon. Am I good? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. But then they'll turn around and say some say some shit like, yeah, we just don't want you to run a marathon and we don't want like the clot to break off and go to your heart or your brain. And I'm like, oh, that's a possibility? Great. So I started middle school. Slightly, I start middle school tomorrow. Do you suggest I stay on steroids to have strength advantage in flag football over my peers? You flag football in middle school? They don't play tackle anymore? Back in my day, you got CTE at the age of 11. Hey guys, I have a funny, part of the reason why football, I have a hard relationship with it is because the 2 years I did play football in school were horrible and horrific. I was a starting quarterback. I went to a massive school in a massive school district. In fact, the year I graduated, my graduating class at my school was the biggest in the history of the United States. Yet somehow, some way, my middle school football team, Retna's not a fucking middle schooler. We don't know how old Retna is. He could be a middle schooler. We're looking at an age range between like 12 and 54. Like that's really on the table, all of those options. You told us the story before. I told you guys this, that my team had 11 people. No, not Alan. That my team had 11 people. Alan broke that record like years afterwards. 11 people for a fucking football team, bro. You need 11 to play. I fucked up my ankle, foreshadowing. And mind you, I'm 11 years old, bro. I'm in 7th grade. It's 12 years old. They taped my ankle back up and ran me back on the field. Shit was crazy. 11 people. You believe that? I don't know why the camera was weird. Some schools in Texas are like 5 times the size of my high school of 1,600. My graduating class was around 1,600. Isn't that insane? 1,600 people. So did you hear that Giannis is willing to take a minimum contract to play for the Lake Show? I did hear that, yeah. Right, Demon Rob is back at it again, man. What can we say? That's big for the country, but par for the course in Texas. Like I said, whenever I graduated at the time, it was the biggest one ever. I saw Rob vibing at the BSB concert and I thought about slightly malding. Fucking loser. All right, let's see how rusty I am. Let's see how rusty I am. Probably not at all if I had to guess. Probably shockingly little rust. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great start. Yep. 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 What'd I say? Not rusty in the slightest. Country rock dubstep. I'm not joking. That's the genre. I am not joking. The genre is country rock dubstep. Oh my lordy lord. Time to dominate connections. Subway. Underground. Metro. Yeah, I knew it. Tube. Absolutely. And I sense that you got any public transit on there, I will sniff it out in a fucking heartbeat. I will sniff it out in a heartbeat if you've got any public transit on there. Dress. Scarf. Zip. Secret. Zip. Mince. Oh. Pipe. Pipe bomb. Cube. Ice cube. Ice. No. Carrot. Orange things. Orange. No. Healthy. Health. Carrot. No. Cube. Dress. Scarf. Mince. Coal. Huh. Great. Great slice cube mince. That's all ways that you can. All right. Yep. Making in smaller pieces while cooking. Yep. I'm locked in, baby. Secret zip. Dress and scarf, I feel like almost have to be together. Dress, scarf, pipe. Like, are we talking like a 1920s, as they would say back then, a 1920s broad with a pipe and a dress and a scarf with a secret to tell? That's a movie. Not even one away. Yeah. Health. Healthcare. Dress, no. Heel, no. I'm trying to think, maybe. Pipe. Is there maybe different spelling options for some of these? Coal, zip code, zip code, dress code, health code, zip code, dress code, health code, secret code. I'm fucking locked in, man. Scarf, coal, carrot, pipe. I don't know what this one would have been. What's that? Use to decorate snowman. Ah, all right. I wouldn't have got there. Incredible. No rust. All right, well, that's the end of the stream. I don't know what else we're going to talk about today. I'm like, honestly, I always reach this point around August where I like don't even really want to talk about. I don't even like really want to talk about the NBA. Because it's just like, one, I don't want to be that guy that constantly regurgitates topics. But also, two, I hate how conversations go around this time. When does Premier League start? That's soon, right? MLB trade deadline thoughts? Felt like kind of a crazy trade deadline, huh? I actually, all right, so I will say this. Slightly biased fan FC. Slightly biased FC. I will say, dude, I'm actually a little bit bummed about Eurobasket because in my brain, I thought that started next week. That doesn't start for another 20 days. Ugh. That will be nice, though, once that starts. Slightly biased FC. You got big things coming. That's all I'll say. Soon, too. Big things coming soon. All right. Big things coming soon. And I know in the past I might have said something similar, but now for real. This is something, there's something in the pipeline that's been in the works for a bit that I've kept quiet about. That I finally ordered a hat. Oh yeah, I might have to pause this stream because if you ordered a hat from the video, it's getting shipped out today. They're supposed to come and pick it up. They're supposed to come and pick it up at some point today. All these boxes. But there's something big coming. What did the disgraced Kanye West once say? All I needed was the infrastructure. Now that's kind of how I feel, minus the Nazi stuff. I saw you made an appearance on Marcel's channel on Mavs Digest. Yeah. That was me. Is there even NBA? I really haven't been on Twitter much at all. Is there any NBA stuff to even talk about? Like relevant NBA stuff? Like I'm not talking about, hey guys, no, for real, Giannis might actually want out. Dead ass. Joel Embiid's knee is reportedly in bad shape, and he's likely to miss the start of training camp. Some around the league believe the Sixers regret extending him. I mean, I could have told you that. Should I just scroll through NBA Central? I mean, I could have told you that. Right? Like, Paige Becker is second in the entire WNBA in clutch points per game in July. Hell yeah. Oh, whoops. The New York Knicks have been closely monitoring Giannis Antetokounmpo's situation with the Bucks. Oh man, we're really doing this, huh? What would that trade be? Do they have any picks? Like, what would that trade even look like? We're definitely trying to be a playoff team. We're trying to win a championship. Peyton Pritchard on the Boston Celtics. All right. So that's where we're at. August 5th. We have a player saying, yeah, we're trying to win a championship. All right. Yeah. Just fucking tweet that. Hey, man. It's getting real dry out here. We have to hit our quota, 10 tweets a day. I just don't know what to tweet. Yeah. Just tweet Peyton Pritchard said they want to make the playoffs. All right. I mentioned this in my Rambo video yesterday, I think. Which there's another one coming. I think the Celtics are going to be fucking horrible. Like, unless I'm missing something looking at their roster. I look at the roster, I'm like, this team looks awful. Why is Garland trending? All right. LeBron James still wants to win another championship and is closely monitoring the Lakers' moves. All right. Jesus Christ. Sham says Giannis is questioning if he can win a title with the Bucks' current roster after they signed Miles Turner and waived Damian Lillard.
Heard since the day that Miles Turner, I think he's still in his process of evaluating, asking himself some hard questions. And the questions I've heard since the day of the Miles Turner trade and the Damian Lillard stretch and wave is, can I win another championship in Milwaukee? Can I win with this roster, not only next season, but in 2026, 2027? Because in all likelihood, this roster is pretty much going to be the roster both this upcoming year, the year after that.
Okay. Vinny Avdia is the favorite to win most improved player. So the odds for this award are always terrible because it goes based off of somebody who probably could have won the award last year. But like, there's no way Denny Avdija will win Most Improved Player. There's just no way. They promised him the award 2,000 years ago. That's a pretty good one. Who won this award last year? Who was it again? I literally am blanking. I have no clue who won this award. Oh, yeah, Dyson Daniels. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be someone like that, man. Like, you know, it's not going to be Benedict Mathurin. Well, I could see an Andrew Nembhard case. Kuminga, no fucking shot. Michael Porter Jr., like, what? Amin Thompson, I think, was too good last year. Ivy, maybe. Scoot, yeah. It kind of the same with the Asar. I think Asar was a little too good. Jalen Johnson was too good. Jalen Green, Jared McCain, that would make no sense. I'm looking at like guys who, like, I could see a Cam Whitmore argument. Derek White. What? Derek Lively? I'm looking at Max Christie's pretty okay. Max Christie is on here. DeAndre Ayton. See, like Anthony Black is the type of player who could win an award like this. You know, that's the type of like shit. Jabari Smith Jr. is an interesting one too. Plus 10,000. Hoops Hype's top 15 point guards for next season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Steph Curry, Trae Young. Okay. Josh Giddey, 15. Pick the worst NBA point guard listed. Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland. I'd rather have I would rather have Garland or Fox. I'd probably go Darius, honestly. That hurts my heart, but it's probably DG the PG. Putting my money in the Jaden Hardy stock. I think J-Dub may already be the best small forward in the NBA. Small forward in the NBA. In the playoff. I think, isn't the small forward position super light? I think I've looked at this before. Aaron, 6 months inside Delusional Club. I love some good offseason slop. Honestly, not me. I like it when there's still like rumors going around, but once we get to this point, J-Dub is the best small forward if you classify every other forward as power forward or wing. I think you just put all of them in the power forward spot. Like the other ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head, I'm like, well, he's probably more of a 4. Playoffs last year, J-Dub demonstrates is that getting experience playing. I was seeing if he was going to list some names. Kendrick Perkins argues that the adversity players face with social media in today's NBA is right up there with the racism and death threats that players like Bill Russell faced in his era. Yeah, except you can just turn off your fucking phone. You know? Like, except you can just turn your phone off and then go outside and everybody loves you. Giannis said he's shortened his autograph to play 15 to 20 years. What? What does that mean? When a fan yelled, all in Milwaukee, he smiled and said, all in Milwaukee, baby.
I got drafted. So this autograph, when I got drafted, I was very excited to be named.
Really good. Twitter's video. Really good, man. The audio is always really loud and clear.
And I was working on this autograph for like 2-3 years prior to that, right? So I got drafted. I was excited. Somebody came by. I was like, hey, can you give me an autograph? I was like, yeah, sure. GA. And then I put the Kumpo, basically. I did it a couple times. Maybe I did it the first, like, I don't know, maybe like 1,000, first 1,000 autographs that I gave away. And then I was like, no, I can't be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I want to have a long career. I'm going to play like 15, 20 years in the NBA. I can't be doing these autographs. So, all in Milwaukee.
I'm sorry that I made you guys sit through that. The fuck's he doing up here? Man, wait, hold on. Dan Patrick's checking all the boxes right here. Guys, this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about sports media and stuff. Dan Patrick is a veteran. He is a veteran of the game. In fact, I think he runs a broadcasting school. Look at what he's done here, guys. Look at how many boxes he checks in just the first frame of this video. Criticizing LeBron James, bringing up Bronny James, and there's a picture of Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Holy shit. That is a masterclass. That is an absolute masterclass right there.
Luka signs a contract extension, 3-year deal. I think it's 2 years and then an option. And you had a lot of players who were there.
3 minutes. There's no way in hell I'm watching that. What did you say? Bronny James should have been there. You're the last guy on the roster. You should be there. Man, who gives a flying fuck? Richard Jefferson says he'd choose Karl Malone over Charles Barkley because Malone was more professional while Barkley had off-court partying issues and didn't want to be a role model. Karl Malone raped a 12-year-old. They need to bring back nicknames on jerseys immediately. No, honestly, I thought this was the big oxtail. Okay. I thought this was too gimmicky. There are multiple teams that I know of that are literally waiting right now on what decision Giannis Antetokounmpo makes. All right. See what I mean? These are so boring to me. The Golden State Warriors will not trade Jonathan Kuminga this summer and plan to have him on the roster next season. Wait, what? What are they doing? I need you guys to know that I am vamping right now because there's something I do want to get to big time. And I know a lot of you guys will probably not give a fuck and leave the stream. So I'm vamping a little bit. What are they doing? This whole Jonathan Kuminga situation is puzzling to me because you think about, well, the Warriors really fucked up, right? By not trading him sooner. So they messed up. But then also I'll hear stuff like, yeah, the Kings are offering Malik Monk and a first round pick. And if they do end up doing that trade, they're going to go after Russell Westbrook. I'm like, what are they doing? In fact, I don't want to spoil anything. Later on the Clips channel today, I'm doing my 5 least favorite moves of the offseason, but we get a letterbox update. Oh. Yeah. All the movies I've seen since I last streamed. Yeah. You're getting a letterbox update. Not just a first round pick is lottery protected. Yeah, lottery protected. I did see that. Trez is a dog. How old is Montrez? He can't be that old, right? Is he even in his 30s yet? I mean, he's got to be in his 30s, right? Big 3 news. Well, 31. I will say he these Twitter accounts get like they form like partnerships with Big 3. And it's like, hey, tweet out my, some of my stuff. Kevin Love's looking for pathways out of Utah. What are the odds I click on this and see Lakers fans immediately? What are the odds? I'd say high. Okay, yep. Did you talk about Dildo Gate? Oh, the WNBA stuff? Yeah, I think it's bizarre. I don't know. Maybe this is that 1-2 woke Fred thing for me. I don't really find it all. Like, even when that happened at the Bills game, I didn't really find it that funny. I don't know. It's just like they threw a dildo out on the field. A Russell Westbrook OKC Thunder reunion is considered unlikely. I didn't even know that was something we were discussing. Pat Bev said he tried to run up on Nick Young, but Nick Young was acting scared. Who the fuck cares at all? What? Who gives a fuck? Hoop legend Pat Bev pulling up to the big three. Bro, does Pat Bev run this account? Does Patrick Beverly run this account? How many? Yeah, 300,000 views. Just easy. That actually didn't pop off. That didn't pop off the way they were hoping it would, huh? DeMarcus Cousins believe he deserves to have his jersey retired in Sacramento. Huh. How many years did he play there? I can maybe see the argument. 7 years. I don't know. 7 years, no playoff games. A couple All-NBA teams. I mean, he was really good. I don't know. 2 All-Star teams, 2 All-NBA teams. No playoffs. I don't know. I don't know if that's jersey retirement status. Caleb Thomas reportedly believes he shouldn't be viewed as a lesser player than Tyler Hero, RJ Barrett, or Emmanuel Quickly. Well, you are a lesser player than Tyler Hero for sure. RJ Quickly, I mean, okay. You're not getting 32 million, bub. It was right, wrong time for you. That's just the truth. If this were a couple years ago, you'd probably be making that. The Nets would probably just be like, fuck it. You're not making that now. That's just the truth. Sacramento Kings been willing to offer Malik Monk, and I did see this. The Warriors, so if they unprotect that pick, it'll get done. Ain't nothing wrong with snitching, man. Ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with just telling, man. Ain't nothing wrong with telling, man, especially when you got a fine-ass girl at home. Gilbert Arenas, don't give a flying fuck at all. 3 million views. Man, people really... Am I just sleeping on the Gilbert Arenas thing? Like, I don't... Who cares? The Lakers are monitoring Nikola Vucevic situation. The buyout kings. 1 million. Okay. All right. Fine. Gilbert Arenas.
I'm out. They can't hold me down.
Gilbert Arenas says Manosphere slop. Is he Manosphere? Is that his thing? I didn't realize that was a Manosphere thing. A lot of people clown people for snitching, but if you're in his shoes, would you stay quiet for a crime you didn't do and serve 10 years? Hell no, you wouldn't. I mean, no. What the hell? Of course not. Especially if it's not my friend. Like, of course not. Can we talk about Eurobasket? Let's watch all. Honestly, dude, like that's still 20 days away. So like that's even. Hey, what about Little League World Series, man? I'm watching Illinois and Kentucky right now. Great Lakes region elimination game. I like what I'm seeing from this Kentucky squad. I like what I'm seeing from this Kentucky squad. I think they're going to make it all the way. Which NBA player are you most excited to see at Eurobasket? Wemby's not playing in this, correct? Why the fuck are they leading off with Yusuf Nurkic? there a reason they're leading off with Nurkic? Wish Wimby was playing. Lakers are monitoring the Kyler Kelly situation, the return. I mean, Serbia looks pretty loaded. Who are the favorites to win this? Oh, is it going alphabetical based off country? Yeah, it is. So Serbia looks pretty loaded to me. Bogdan, Jokic, Jovic. Is Russia playing in this? Are they allowed? I didn't know. Didn't know maybe they were allowed or not. Is it okay? If memory serves me correctly, isn't Mamu an international demon? Am I misremembering that? He's a demon, period. Serbia, France, Germany, Greek, Turkey, Spain. Are those the actual odds? Eurobasket odds. Let's see. Team futures. Is this what we're looking at? Serbia is the favorite. Comfortably. Wow. They're big favorites. Serbia, Germany, France, Greece, Spain, Slovenia. With Iceland dead last. Who's even on the Icelandic team? Well, Slovenia is that high up because of Luka. And they have won it before. Slovenia has 2 players in NBA EuroLeague. They're so bad. Only one other guy from the EuroLeague? Really? Yeah, I remember the last time I watched them, they were bad. Like bad. I'm a little bit so no Sabonis. Lithuania is always pretty good, right? But I wonder if no Sabonis is changing that. But somebody like Jonas always dominates in these type of things. I'd love to see who's on the Icelandic squad. Who's on Great Britain? No OG? But Spain has one of those rosters like everybody plays in EuroLeague and they've played together for 100 years. Santi's the only Spaniard in the NBA playing over there. Dennis Schroeder about to play like a superstar in the Euro. That's true as well. Dennis Schroeder always plays like a superstar. I kind of feel like Germany, are they missing anybody? So Mo Wagner obviously is, I'm assuming, still out with that hamstring thing. Franz, Schroeder, Maxi's been exiled from the team. We know that. Yeah, no Hartenstein? Why is Hartenstein not playing? Does he ever play for them? He hasn't played since 2017. Why not? He is not invited. I don't think I'll be invited to the... I definitely want to play for the German national team in the future. If I'm invited and fit, then I'll definitely play. Hartenstein said back in December. But they're doing a good job now, so you can't complain about that. They've now won gold and want to probably perform with the same team again. Huh. Germany doesn't fuck around, man. Well, is Daniel Tice on an NBA team right now? Hartenstein facing stiff competition for a spot in the front line against Mo Wagner, Johannes Voigtman, Daniel Tice, and Johannes Thiemann. Huh. I mean, Hartenstein's way better than any of those guys, but... So could Berenger play for Slovenia since he plays in a Slovenian... Doesn't he play for a Slovenian team? Or he did play for a Slovenian team? Max got banished because Schroeder threw a fit about him skipping some call-ups and shouldn't be allowed into the World Cup or Olympics over that. Yeah, I know that. I remember that debacle. Similar with Young and Handsome, the rookies aren't really going to play so they can develop with their NBA team from what I know. That kind of sucks. Yeah, no rookies at all here. And this was a pretty, international draft class, right? Well, that's why I asked about Russians, because I was wondering if, Igor was going to play, maybe. Eric, 9 months inside Delusional Club. Who's playing for Yippee Kai Turkey? Şengün. So let's see. Dimon. Well, is this the most American top 10 we've seen in quite some time? Only 2 international guys, and both guys played in college. I said this was a pretty international draft, but I guess it's not really. So Berenger, he's not playing for France. I don't even know if he'd make the team, to be honest with you. But if he was he was eligible to play for Slovenia because he played there before, he'd be their best center. Traore, he's not playing. Is the France guard situation still horrible? Is Frank Ntilikina playing? People forget about Frank. That is true. No Kasparis Jakučionis for Lithuania. See, if I were an NBA team, I'd actually want my young guy. Personally, I think I'd want my young guy playing there. Ben Sarif, is he playing for Israel? He's a little bit older, isn't he? I feel like he should play. He played a ton of international basketball. Oh, he's 19? Why was I thinking he was in his 20s? Danny Wolf, could he play for the Israeli team? Isn't he Israeli? Part Israeli or something? Hugo Gonzalez, he's not playing? Pretty sure Wolf has citizenship, but has never played for them. That's interesting to me that rookies don't play. Like I would personally want it. Like, what's wrong with that? If I'm the Nets and Traore's like, hey, I want to go play for France, I'm like, hell yeah, go play for France. Great competition. Can you search the teams up? I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, fine. Wicked, 34 months inside Delusional Club. I missed you, Unc. I missed you guys too. Bilal, Diabate, Dieng, Richache, Sar, Yabusele for France. They didn't think about putting Koulibaly? Huh, interesting. Interesting that they would like market Yabusele over like Koulibaly or Sar, but I guess that makes some sense. Germany has Tristan da Silva, Schroeder, Franz. Okay, Tristan da Silva, German. I actually didn't know that. German, Brazilian. Oh, he was born in Munich. I did not know that. All right. Serbia's got Bogdan, Jovic, Jokic, Topic. Oh, shit. And Tristan Vucevic. Oh my God. That team is actually stupidly stacked. I mean, that team, I kind of feel like they need to be bigger favorites. Like, they're big favorites, but they should be like almost minus. So they are minus 120 to make the finals. I feel like they should low-key be higher than that. Do we know the groups? All right, Group B. So how does it work? Is it all the group winners advance and then what, like 2 other teams? Is that how it works? Oh, wait, it's more than that. Was it the top 4 then? Top 4 from each group advance? This is qualifying. So, group winners and then the best second. How does that work? So then that'd be 5 teams. Okay, I'm confusing myself. Germany, Lithuania, Finland, Montenegro, Sweden, and Great Britain. Serbia, Turkey, Latvia. That's a pretty good. That's brutal for Turkey. Czech Republic, Estonia, and Portugal. France. Oh, Slovenia's in France's group. Oh, that could be fun. That could be a fun game. Poland, Israel, Iceland, and Belgium. Isn't there a Belgian NBA player? Isn't there somebody from Belgium? Kamara, that's right. Toumani Kamara, that's right. Iceland men's basketball team. Iceland basketball national team roster. So are these actually them? Because sometimes these are wonky. Who's their leading scorer? Martin Hermansen. Played in Berlin in German BBL. Wow. Look how I kind of like this website. Bro, Unk, you watching too much NBA players? Some teams got amazing Eurobasket players like Spain, Greek, and Turkey. Yeah, BBL. It's a German league where you have to have a BBL to play. I don't agree with it, but it's just how it is. It's different culture. Elvar Fredrickson. 6-foot point guard. Polish OBL. Those are the two dogs. Trygve Hilnason averaged 11.5 and 10. 7-1 center in Spanish League Endesa. Played in the USA. Who do you play for? All right, hey, shout out to Iceland. We'll be rooting for you. Dude, I'm sorry. I do have the Little League World Series on off to the side. Oh, holy Jesus. Oh, my God. Who's my favorite person from Iceland? Great question. Help me out here, guys. Wasn't Iceland really big in handball? York, yeah, there you go. What the hell? What? What are you doing? He just sprinted at me. All right, what did Michael Scotto say before I actually look at this and get pissed off that you guys made me look at this? What's up, Bubba? What's up, Bubba? Rashawn Holmes has agreed with... here we go. I always fuck this up. Panathinaikos. How was that? Oh, Finn gets a max contract every year. Special guy. That was awful. Panathinaikos. Logan, 36 months, 3 years, 3 years of Silently Worship Love. 3 years. Damn. H is silent. Panathinaikos. 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 Dude, the Little League World Series is just hilarious. Panathinaikos. Gooch Master Extreme, 6 months. 6 months. Last video is your magnum opus. I thought it was really good. This reminds me, I'm gonna start doing longer form videos on the channel. Like that's what I like doing. That's what I like making. And that's just that. Shout out to Rashawn Holmes. How the fuck have we been live for an hour? What have we even said? Beat out 32 months. Welcome back, my fellow letterbox enjoyer. Yeah, let's just do the letterbox and then I'll get out of here. I don't know what content's going to look like, stream wise. There's just not much to talk about. We'll get into gaming. I'm only a little bit concerned about that because I'm concerned because I did try to fire up Rivals when I was with Marcel on his stream, and my computer just wasn't having it, and I'm not entirely sure why. How's the ankle? I mean, I'm walking now. I'm making good progress. Oh, we'll do a Mavs 2K stream when the new 2K comes out. Absolutely. They got little kids dancing on the field. I mean, this is not baseball that I grew up with, right? When I was 12, 13, I have a problem with the Little League World Series. When I was 12, 13 years old, man, we were locked in or else our parents would beat us. No, I'm just joking. There were some insane parents, though. Thank God my parents were like that. Thomas, 8 months inside Illusion Club. Have you seen the new B-Ball deck builder game? No, I have not. Sally, care to comment on your recent controversy? Name the richest man on earth. I try to explain this to you guys. Money is money, but what really makes a man rich? His integrity. So that's what it's all about for me. And because of that, I am the richest man on earth. Clutch time. A basketball deck builder. I'm not really into deck building stuff, to be honest with you. I'm like horrible at it because I'm not smart. It looks pretty interesting though, actually. Some of my teammates' parents got kicked out of games. Meanwhile, my parents were like, what new cuss word did you learn today? Yeah, sports parents are just insane, man. Some ran with the 5. Yo, long time no stream. What are we talking about today? Honestly, I don't really know. We browsed the basketball. What was it? Hoop Hype, whatever that Twitter account is. Hoop Central, Dunk Central, NBA Central. We browsed this. There's nothing that I care to talk about really. So there's that. LeBron posted a photo of himself working out with the Clippers logo on the background. See, like, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Rangers walk-off was hype. Oh, yeah. That was hype. This part of the summer is peak hell for me. It'd be better if I cared about baseball or if the Wings weren't terrible. Yeah, the Wings are bad. They're so bad. But at least Paige is fun to watch. No, I've been watching baseball. I've been keeping it on. Thank God there's Eurobasket, because I would say this is the worst part, absolutely, because at least Premier League's right around the corner if that's what you're into, and NFL is right around the corner if that's also what you're into. So at least we've got that going for us. College football, yeah, like these few weeks right here are the worst. And in September, September's when you start to, all right, like you might get, don't teams report to camp in September? Basketball teams, they kind of start their training camps around then. Watch some Fanspo. God, there is just no world in which I will go on Fanspo right now. No world. I mean, can you imagine August 5th Fanspo? Sounds horrible. I mean, college football, that shit starts like when? Soon, right? Like next week, right? Or 2 weeks? So I'm random with the 10. Not going to lie, kind of fed up with Bron antics. He's great, maybe even the GOAT, but he can't have quiet offseason, can he? Such a drama queen. Now that I follow Lakers because of Luka, I can see it even more. Yeah, I will say, though, I think part of it is the fact that he is LeBron. And yeah, he plays into it. And yes, he is a drama king. But also it's like, LeBron posts a picture like this, just working out. Clippers facility, obviously. But I don't think this is that crazy. He lives in LA. Like, I'm sure I wouldn't be all that surprised if teams have this sort of like, hey, open door policy. Like, if you live in the area and you're an NBA player and you want to come work out, you can come work out here. Why would you not? Helps with relationships and stuff. Thought that was Daniel Gafford. Clippers and Lakers shared a stadium till this year too. Yeah, that's true as well. So, it's the Clippers' old facility. Bron lives close by. Oh, there you go. But part of it is it's just like, it's LeBron, so everybody talks about it. But he does play into it, though. Let's see what the top trades on Fanspo have been this week. One big trade involving Cam, Kuminga, Vooch, and Claxton. This just makes me sad. I don't even like... Being on here depresses me right now. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe the feeling I'm getting. It's like walking around in an abandoned city that like once upon a time was really popping and vibrant, and now it's just, there's somewhere that close to my house, there's this area that used to have a sand volleyball court, and it used to be a very vibrant outdoor space that they have changed into just a disgusting shopping center, and that's what this feels like. So I'm random with the 50. I don't know, in football, if you are a Spurs player and you post a picture with the Arsenal logo in the background, you don't get first team football anymore. There must be pride of being a Laker. Can't have you repping Clippers like that. Maybe the NBA, it's not that deep. No, it's just not that deep in the NBA, man. Hey, appreciate the donation though, very much. But I don't think it's like that in the NBA. It is a pro-American sports culture in some ways, especially NBA culture. It's just very lax, Clippers Lakers not even a real rivalry. No, it's really not. If we were to do a gaming stream soon, what are we thinking? What's the game people are playing right now? Let's go on Twitch. What's the game people are playing? What's like the fun streaming game? NBA Live 05? Oh, hold on a second. I might have to... someone's at my door and it might be the post office guy. Hold up. All right. If you got a hat, it's on the way. It is OT dub. All right, let's see. IRL, what's that game? Never played it. No, not recommended for me. I want high to low. Counter-Strike? Grand Theft Auto? Still? My hat doesn't fit my comically large head. Really, David? You must have a... My head is giant and my hat fits me. Dude, GTA is still this popular? So there's no like story game that's big right now is basically what I'm seeing. Old school RuneScape? Saw the only follows Hassan. I don't go on Twitch ever. So, I mean, it's probably been a very long time since I tuned into a stream, a Hassan stream at the very least. Interesting. Kind of bleak. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, all of these games I think suck, besides Rivals. What is Grand Theft Auto 5? What is... Oh, it's like the role play thing, right? That's right. So crazy Minecraft is this big? I know. It's crazy because my nephew, who's turning 4, I think, tomorrow, happy early birthday, is like huge into Minecraft now. Huge in Minecraft. Like so into it. And it's funny because I was like, damn, that game was like, we played that game when I was in school. Like absolutely crazy. What's Shift at Midnight? Is this a fun little new horror game? Shift at Midnight? Oh, it's just one guy playing it. All right. PUBG Battlegrounds is still going, huh? Battlefield 5 is still going. Cyberpunk? I thought about Cyberpunk. It's possible. Sports. When does football start? Premier League. That's what we call it. Are you going to drop NBA content and upload GTA 6 videos? Possibly. I mean, Cowboys are the first game of the season. Is EP what's it called? The Community Shield, right? That's the first game. August 10th. Isn't that like the kickoff, basically? Do I care when the Premier League starts? So I don't, right? I won't follow it. And this year, guys, I'm not even going to pretend as if I will, right? But with that being said, I do like it because if you wake up early enough on a Saturday, Sunday, and you throw that shit on from like, I don't know, 7 in the morning or something like that, 9 o'clock in the morning through like 3 p.m. There will be something on the TV worth tuning into at the very least. And it's also a sign that, all right, the good months are right around the corner, baby. Those good months are right around the corner. There's a possible theory that they keep delaying GTA 6 because they're waiting on AI to get more advanced. Man, I feel like this hasn't been a secret. Why are we breaking our backs to release Grand Theft Auto 6 when, look at this, second most viewed game on Twitch right now is Grand Theft Auto 5. What Steam charts? The 7th most played game on Steam right now, Grand Theft Auto 5. Or 7th. Did I say 7th? Yeah. Like, dude, they could drop like a fucking mini DLC or something and make a stupid amount of money because people still play this game. It's a modded version though. Yeah, but still though. They're trying to add a feature you can smell what's in the game. Bro, that is not real. Where did you hear that from? Where did you hear that? Something random with the 5. You think Wimby's going to rep France? Do you have a team you support during Eurobasket? Also, who you got with or without Wimby playing? No, it doesn't sound like Wimby's playing. I'll root for Slovenia 100%. I'll root for Slovenia. I doubt they will win it, but I'll root for them. I predict Serbia will win it. They look loaded. Oh, no, I've seen the AD. I hear my cat getting up to no good, but I can't see him. I've seen the AD thing. Dude, Counter-Strike sells 1 million. Like, what? 1 million players on Counter-Strike, bro. What? What? What the fuck is banana? What is banana? This can't be it. Is this it? This can't be it. What? All right. It's like a crypto. What? I'm so stupid when it comes to this type of stuff. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Sage monkey amount of bananas exchanged to gold. So is there real money involved in this? Three-hour drop pool chances. Banana is a clicker game in which you click a banana, get a random banana every 3 hours, and grow your collection. What? I don't even know what a cookie clicker is. What's a clicker game? Cookie clicker. Is this like a mobile game thing? Some ran with the 2, bro. 80% of the player base is bots for sure. But like, what's the... All right. I just don't know. Yeah, that was it. Buckshot roulette. Yeah, girls. What are these? Like, do I even want to know what these games are? Okay, well, at least that one's not porn. I mean, that looks pretty sick, the artwork. Play, date, everything? No. All right, let's wow, this is bad that we haven't even started this. This is bad. I thought this would be an hour and a half stream. We're an hour and a half in and I haven't even done the letterbox update. Oh god. Oh god. All right, I'm doing a quick letterbox update. It's been a while since I've seen it. Some of you guys are interested in my letterbox update. Some of you aren't. I don't really care, right? It's what I want to talk about, so it's what I will discuss. There's been a lot of movies that I've seen since I last spoke to you guys. A lot of superhero movies, a lot of new movies. Should we do spoilers or not spoilers with the newer movies? I feel like maybe try to avoid spoilers as best as possible with movies that are like still in the theaters. Spoilers, no spoilers. Something random with the 10. Clicker is a genre of game, basically minimal interaction, incremental game. It's like an idle game, but it requires you to do small thing, usually just clicking for progression. All right. What is this, just like a turn your brain off type of thing? Please don't spoil Fantastic Four. All right, we won't spoil any movies that might currently be in the theater. How about that? Any movie in the theater we will not spoil. All right. Let's start with, where do we want to start? Let's start with this one, Straw. The movie poster for this is good. Straw. It's her last one. It's something like that. This is a Netflix movie. I don't know why I watched it. It was on my Letterboxd list for some reason. Letterboxd recommended it to me. And it's not the worst movie, honestly. Like somebody, I will say, Tyler Perry, obviously. Tim Cato, who we follow each other on there, saw that I rated this and texted me literally immediately. And was like, hey man, let's get you watching some better movies. He said, this is a cry for help. But I will say, it's not the worst movie. Taraji P. Henson was really good in it. Like, she was really good. Let me just break down the synopsis of it. And I'll rate it. So this is my ratings: 5-star, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3, 2.5, so on and so forth. I did end up giving this, I believe, a 2.5. Just kind of like an average ass movie, which is actually way better than I thought. I thought this was going to be horrible. All things considered, I thought this was going to be absolutely terrible, but it was pretty good, and there were pretty good performances. Now, there's some. What really kind of threw me off is there's the plot twist is just a little bit like, what? The plot twist of this is absolutely insane. In hindsight, you should have seen it coming, but the plot twist is pretty crazy. But I'm trying to say, do you guys care if I spoil this movie? Because I'm trying to get to the point. I won't do a big major spoiler, but basically, this is I forgot the name of her. Janae is her name. Janiyah is her name. She's a mom. She's down bad on her luck. She's working multiple jobs to try and get by, and she's super stressed out. Her child has like a medical disorder where she has a bunch of seizures and stuff, and her medicine's so expensive. So she's got to work multiple jobs to get through, and she's struggling with money. So her daughter can't afford lunch at school. Her landlord's about to throw her out. Her manager is a cartoonishly evil piece of shit, and somebody robs the manager. Like, she's back in the office. She's about to get fired. Somebody robs him at gunpoint. She steals the gun, shoots the robber, and then the manager is like, you set this up. You set this up. You're responsible for this to her. While she's holding a gun, is like, you set this up. Fuck you. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police to come arrest you because you set this up. Shoots him. So now, double murder. And then she goes to the bank across the street with the gun still, mind you. With the gun still. Goes to the bank across the street, wants to cash the check. And I can't remember the reason why they didn't let her cash the check off the top of my head. But then she accidentally robs a bank. Like, she accidentally robs it. She's not intentionally robbing the bank, but she accidentally robs a bank. And then she saved the manager's life. She accidentally robs the bank. They think she's carrying around a backpack, her kid's backpack that has her science fair project in it. That looks like straight up looks like a bomb, but it's not a bomb. But it straight up looks like one, and everybody thinks she has a bomb in her backpack. But anyways, the plot twist in this, her daughter, I'm just gonna spoil the plot twist. And I would not recommend this. It's pretty good. It's fine. Her daughter actually is dead. That was the big plot twist. Which it did get to a point where it was like something crazy is gonna happen. It was a little too dramatic. I kind of agree. The daughter was dead. She imagined the daughter. The daughter died, unless I missed something, the daughter died the night before. So it all kind of becomes a little too crazy. We're just like, what's going on? The daughter died the month before, or the night before. Then they do a montage where she's Taraji P. Henson's just like walking around, like talking to nobody, and it's like, okay. And all the like evil people in this, like her store manager, one of the bank tellers of the bank she's robbing, the FBI agents, of course, one of the cops, are just so cartoonishly evil that it's just like, okay. So anyway, 2.5. It's not bad. It's really not as bad as I was expecting it to be, but it's all right. All right, what next? I think I gave Society of Snow. This was another Netflix movie. I'm not entirely sure why we were going so Netflix heavy, but Society of the Snow. I thought this was fine. I gave it a 3-star. It looks fucking cool as hell. Like, I don't know. I should have done some research on this movie. I don't know if they shot this on location in the Andes or something, but the movie looks incredible. Like, it looks really cool. This is the story of the Uruguayan, right? Was it a Uruguayan rugby team that crashed in the Andes in the 70s? A real story, true story. And they were stuck there for months and, had to resort to cannibalism to survive. It was really, it's a really crazy story. Now, I wonder if I would have liked this movie more. It's very fucking long. Very long. I wonder if I would have liked this movie more if I didn't know anything about this. But the problem is you remember that? You were there? The problem is I literally, like, maybe a year ago listened to a whole podcast series about this. So I already knew everything. I already knew all the beats and stuff. I never saw the original movie. Watched Club de Cuervo slightly. It's a Spanish show, but I think you dig it a lot. Just need subtitles for you. You were the pilot? Well, the pilot got crushed and died a horrible death choking on his own blood. So, and they do show that. It's pretty fucking intense. It's an intense movie. They don't pull any punches. And I watched this, a while back. Obviously, there's a lot of, with my broken ankle, there's a lot of, hard feelings there. Things can trigger me a little bit. And they don't hold any punches with the bone breaking in this. They don't pull any punches. So it's not for the light of the stomach. And I will say this too. For how long this movie was, I feel like I should have connected with the characters more. Like some characters would die a horrible death, and then I'd just be like, "Who was that?" Or why was I supposed to care about that? Like I feel like we should have had maybe a little bit more team bonding prior to the crash for me to really feel emotionally invested. Does that make sense? But it was solid. I gave it a 3-star, above average. Again, I probably would have liked it more if it weren't for the fact that. Did you make it out first and Wince when the broken bones scenes played out? Make a fist? No, I sat down. I was like, I relate to that person. Another 3-star movie, Babel. Have I talked about this on here? This was the one that I watched the longest ago. Brad Pitt. I've got multiple Brad Pitt movies in here, weirdly enough. I have talked about this. I gave it a 3-star. Babel is rough. It's really interesting in how they go about it. It's 4 converging storylines. 4 converging storylines. And the main plot of the movie is Brad Pitt and his wife, Kate Blanchett. I forget their names because I watched this like a month ago. Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett are in, where are they? Morocco. Did they ever say why they're in Morocco? I don't know, but they're in Morocco. Their marriage is failing, right? And these 2 dumb fuck kids. They immediately, right off the rip, this movie pissed me off immediately because it's these 2 dumbass Moroccan kids who are just shooting a gun. Their dad gets a gun to, help with with jackals, right, for their goat herd, right, to shoo away jackals, kill jackals who are coming to, kill their goats. These dumb fuck kids, and the first 10 minutes rubbed me the wrong way big time. Because there's a couple scenes that this is a misery porn movie. What do I mean by that? This movie's goal is to make you feel horrible the entire time, right? And I'm already kind of iffy on movies like that, but this one really goes above and beyond, where it's like immediately the Moroccan kid, and we're talking like a 10-year-old, is spying on his naked sister, which I'm just like, okay, did that need to be in the movie? And then a few minutes later, the 10-year-old child is jacking off. That's in the fucking movie. 10 minutes into it. And I'm like, all right, what are we doing, bro? What are we? This movie plays very loose and reckless with minors. I'll just say that. This whole movie is like, now that I'm thinking about it, I might knock this down because it is a really good looking movie. The way that they did the storytelling is pretty interesting. And all the acting performances were incredible. But the more I'm looking back on it, is like, this is 2.5 hours of horrible things happening to children. Seriously, children. I'm not joking. Anyone who's watching the chat can attest. Children. I'll spoil it right now, okay? The Moroccan kids shoot a gun. They're just shooting a gun for no reason. And they're shooting it at this bus of tourists. Why? I don't know. These are dumb fuck kids. Shooting it at the bus. And I will say, somebody in the chat said it made Moroccans look bad. The Moroccans are not painted in a great light here. Right? But anyways, they shoot the gun, and the bullet goes through a window and hits Cate Blanchett in the shoulder. And she's like dying and needs medical attention. And they're like, get stuck in a Moroccan village, and it takes like a day for a helicopter to get there because the United States government is trying to get into the airspace, and the Moroccans are like, no, we're not letting you in until you admit that this wasn't a terrorist attack. Because at first I think it's a terrorist attack, right? But so anyway, there's that storyline. And now, remind you, I'm telling you all this. If you've never seen this movie and you might be a little confused, I promise you it gets more confusing because you have this Moroccan subplot where Brad Pitt and his wife are in Morocco trying to save her life. These Moroccan kids have just shot an American tourist and would eventually pay with their lives because of it. And there's also a Japanese subplot in Japan. There's also a subplot about a Japanese high school girl who is deaf and is really struggling with her sexual frustrations because everybody's like super mean to her because she's deaf. That is a part of this movie. And you might be thinking to yourself, what? How does that tie into the rest of the movie? It's because her father gave the gun. Her father would visit Morocco and go hunting and gave the gun to one of the Moroccan villagers who then sold it to the family of the Moroccan kids who shot Cate Blanchett. So now, I will say, the Japanese portion of this, though, is by far the best part of the movie. It's incredibly well done, incredibly well acted. It just looks really cool. And there's some really cool shit they do. Like, she goes to a nightclub with her friends, and it goes like back and forth from her perspective to her friend's perspective, where like there's the techno music, and then it goes to her and it's dead silent. Like, it was cool. I thought it was pretty sick. But she's also flashing her coochie regularly. Yeah. Oh, and then that's in the movie, right? And I believe in this movie she's led on to be a minor. So it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, why did that have to be in the fucking movie? But then there's another subplot, and this one they could have cut out entirely. Another subplot where the nanny, so they hire a nanny to watch their kids while they're in Morocco getting nearly killed. The nanny says, I need to go to Mexico. It's one of my family members is getting married. I can't find anybody to watch the children when I go, so I'm just going to take the children with me to Mexico. And then they go, yes, this is the one they should have cut out. I think the Japanese one is good. This is the one they should have cut out. Because this is just misery porn. Then they go down to Mexico, and on the way back through, they get stopped at the border. The guy driving them is blackout drunk damn near. And then he runs away from the border patrol police with the kids in the car and the nanny in the car. And then the nanny and the kids have to get out on foot, and then they're in the desert, stranded. And the kids almost die from heat exhaustion. You see what I mean? This movie was a little weird, but it was really well done. So I'll give it a 3-star. Okay. I watched this one today, Mood for Love. In the Mood for Love, 4.5 star. This movie was fucking incredible. Knew nothing about this. It's in Chinese. Released in 2000. It's a love story. Directed by Wong Kar-wai. Has anybody seen this movie? This is, according to Letterboxd, it's the top 70 movie of all time. And damn it, I see why. So what I like about this, it takes place in Hong Kong, right? It takes place in Hong Kong. But what I kind of like about it is there's really only like 4 or 5 different set locations that they're at regularly. And you don't see like any of the like big city or anything like that. It's very confined into small rooms, small corridors, because this whole movie is basically, and I won't spoil this because I actually want you guys to watch this movie because it's really good. This whole movie is basically like these two people, right? They're neighbors, this man and this woman. They're neighbors, who their significant others, their partners, their spouses are both having an affair, and they both know it. And they're sort of towing this line between like these two sort of fall in love with each other, but they don't want to cross that bridge. They don't want to be the ones to have an affair. And so it's just this tension for an hour and a half or whatever it is of these two just, falling in love with each other, but they never, will they cross that threshold? Will they go for it finally? Really good movie. And it looks fucking incredible. I mean, the amount of red in this movie, oh, it looks sick. I couldn't recommend this film enough. I think it's great. 4.5. And I was actually teetering on 5. And I don't get 5s out very frequently. I was teetering on 5. Reason I didn't go there is because I do think it drags a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Speaking of a 5, I gave Alien 1 a 5. Just fucking incredible movie. Aliens, I'm giving it 3.5. I think that there are people out there who think Aliens is better than Alien. And I don't think that at all. I think Aliens is good though. I think Aliens is good. The only problem I have with it is that it kind of goes away from what made Alien so incredible, which was this, I was in space. Yeah, it's in this sci-fi universe. But you wouldn't really know it. That could be like a haunted house movie, basically, if that makes sense. It was just very tight corridors. This xenomorph is following them, and they're basically hiding from it. And there's only one alien, and it's like this unkillable fucking machine, right? And it's so scary and so much tension. And this one is good. I enjoyed it. It's fun, but it's much different. It's an action movie more than it is a horror movie. And there's some scary scenes in this. Don't get me wrong, but it's an action movie more so than anything else. And it's a cool action movie. But it does, Alien is, I love the fact that they're these unkillable beasts. And that's what makes them so fucking scary. And Aliens, they're just gunning them down, hundreds of them. It doesn't really make sense. That doesn't really make sense to me. And then also, I do have to point out that, who was it? What was the character? What was his name? The guy who's just annoying as shit the whole movie. What was his name? He's honestly, he's too much, man. It takes me out the movie entirely. Butch, was that his name? That doesn't sound right. But it was just a little Bill. Oh, Paxton, Private Hudson. Yeah, Bill Paxton, Private Hudson. Game over, man. Game over. And he's supposed to be this pussy who's just so annoying. Who does redeem himself in the end, right? Classic. But holy shit, there was times where it's dude, can you shut up, man? And then here's the problem. When you do a movie with a child actor, and here's what I'll give Babel, which I said, it is what it is. The child actors in that movie, horrible things happen to them to a point that feels really exploitative and weird. But damn, they were good. They were really good actors. So it works. The girl in this, she's awful. I really thought she was fucking terrible. So, and she's in a lot of the movie, and she's obviously one of the biggest characters. And so when she just completely and totally falls flat, Newt, when she completely and totally falls flat and is kind of, by the end of it, becomes pretty annoying. Yeah. In Aliens, it's trained military people with assault rifles and explosives. Yeah, I know, but I okay, fine. I get that, and I'll concede that. That's fine. But I don't know. It takes away what I thought was the best part of Alien 1, which it felt like this unkillable, monstrous thing. But don't they say in Alien that this is, the xenomorph is like the perfect creature? That it's pretty much indestructible, unkillable? Paul at the $5, dude, put some respect on Newt's name. She grew up to teach elementary school. Did she really? I mean, good for her. She's fucking horrible in this movie. Right? Horrible. But good for her, though. What else? God, there's so many superhero movies. Nice Guys. I mean, what is there to say about Nice Guys? Really funny movie. Really great chemistry between these two. Gave it a 4-star. It's awesome. It's one of the better, like, comedies you'll see. Comedies can be, hit or miss. This one's hilarious. I would recommend this to anybody. Aliens had a special place in my heart as it came out when I was a kid. I mean, it's good. But no, Gosling just has it, man. Gosling just he's a great comedic actor. There was another, what's the movie called with him and Steve Carell? Crazy Stupid Love? Like, he was incredible in that, too. Genuinely hilarious. My wife told me on our honeymoon that she had a dream about Richard Nixon, having never seen Nice Guys. The Richard Nixon scene is hilarious in the pool. Nice Guys is Shane Black. He wrote that Lethal Weapon movies and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He's the king of buddy cop detective movies. Buddy cop movies just do it. They do it. Wish he had more serious movies. His older indie movies are great. Yeah, I mean, he's a great actor. Isn't he in something big coming up soon? Why do I feel like he's not in the next Dune, is he? Hail Mary, yeah, Hail Mary. That's right. That movie doesn't look that great, actually. Yeah, the space movie. It looks like a blatant Martian ripoff. That doesn't look that good to me. But you never know. Star Wars as a Jedi? They're still making a Star Wars movie? I thought they kind of scrapped that. It's the same writer as The Martian? Okay, well, that makes total sense. Russell Crowe's incredible in this too, by the way. And also, it's pretty anti big car. It's pretty anti big car. So I'm here for that. What else do we have? I want to do all of the Supermans together. Should we knock out the Supermans right now? Sorry, if you ever want to be my Klay Thompson, call me. Okay. The whole cast of The Night Guys was great. Margaret Qualley and his daughter are good actresses. Yeah, I mean it was. Everybody was good. Everybody was fun. Let's do all the Superman. B-Dot, perk up and get activated. All right, so let's go with the OG. I have some thoughts on the Snyderverse. Let's go with the OG. 1975? This movie fucking rules. Like, I will say, it's a little slow. 1978. It's a little slow. Christopher Reeve is not in this movie until an hour into it. Which I didn't really know much about this movie. like it's pretty long and it's pretty slow paced, especially at the beginning. But it does set it up really nicely. And it's just, it feels this is what Superman should be, right? He's literally saving cats from trees. Him and Lois Lane's chemistry in this, like Jesus Christ. And then it's when you go from that, like Clark and Lois in this to Man of Steel, it's like next to unbelievable. You wouldn't even know what it is you're looking for. This was like teetering on almost being a porno at times between those two. The chemistry was that good. But I will say, what even this version of Lex Luthor is a little crazy, a little out there, not that menacing. But it was funny. It is like, how are you the smartest guy in the world and this was my big gripe with the movie. How are you like one of the smartest people on the planet, Lex Luthor? But you have your two biggest sidekicks are two of the dumbest fucking people on the planet. That was the only thing where I was like, you couldn't have gotten a smarter sidekick. You had to have two of the dumbest people alive. Unless I'm missing like a lore reason for that. B-Dot, anything to chime in and say? I know Dana, the $300 sweater to flex on, but this wasn't $300. But this is one of the most expensive things I have. But I got it. I got it for like a deal. OG Miss Teschbacher was quite impressively attributed. Yes, that's true. Chris Reeves, Clark Kent needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Christopher Reeves is incredible as Superman. They do the Clark Kent. This is a problem. So I'll just say, this movie's rock solid, right? It's funny, Marlon Brando's in this, and I went back and I read stuff about this, that people were pissed after this movie came out because they billed Marlon Brando as like the star of the movie. And am I tripping, or is that on the poster? Is that Marlon Brando? That is Marlon Brando, isn't it? He's in this movie for 10 minutes. Like, Marlon Brando is not, he's just in the opening scene here. Krypton looks a little ridiculous, but it's the 70s. You got to remember that. It's the 70s. It looks a little ridiculous. And the scene, like, the scene where they get put into the scene where Zod gets put into I don't even know what that would be called. The little square and gets sent off into space. It looks horrible. It just looks so bad. But, it's the 70s. It is what it is. But there's a charm to it, though. You know what I mean? There's a charm to it that's endearing. The Phantom Zone. Yeah, going to the Phantom Zone. There's a charm to it. And I will say, I read up something, too, is like, think about how kind of ahead of its time that was, because that's in, the first 5 minutes of the movie. They send Zod off into the Phantom Zone. Like, purely setting up the second movie. That's like some current Marvel shit. That they knew, hey, movie 2, we're going to do Zod. Let's set that up immediately. Pretty ahead of its time there. First two movies were made at the same time. But this movie's really fun. I love it. It's the we'll do the one that just came out too. It's the same feel. Like, Superman's supposed to be this kind of goofy, Clark's supposed to be this kind of goofy, like, nerd kind of. Real Prey, 6 months, watch Andor because of you, and wow, fucking incredible. I'm telling you, that's one of the best things ever made. Like, I'm being dead serious, Andor is. I love this new Superman movie. I think it's incredible. I think David Cornsweet is awesome. I knew next to nothing about him prior to this, but man, he was good. He was a good Superman. And him and Lois, like, they're supposed to. You're supposed to think Superman, Clark and Lois might just have sex right here and now on the screen. Like, they just might have sex. Like, that's part of their dynamic. You're supposed to be in the theater like, yo, what is about to happen on the screen? And I mean, Nicholas Hoult was incredible too. Like this is, and we'll get to the Snyderverse. This is a great Lex Luthor. He's just God. I just love that there's not like a world domination thing for Lex Luthor. There's not like a cringe ass tech bro. I need to prove everybody that I'm better than my dad type of underlying theme with him. He just fucking hates Superman. Like I'm here for that. That's it. I just hate Superman. That's just it. I hate him and I want him dead. Like fantastic. The only thing so for me, I'm not like a Superman stan. I don't really care. I love going back and watching these movies though. I do appreciate them. So maybe like a diehard Superman stan could look at this movie and just be like, you know what? There was a point where I thought to myself when he was getting his ass beat at the Cleveland Guardians field. There was a point where I was like, is he gonna beat somebody's ass at any point? Like, is Superman just gonna get his ass beat the whole movie? Because you want to see Superman be a badass a little bit, right? So I could see being a Superman stan just being like, there was way too much of these other side characters, like saving Superman over and over and over in a Superman movie. Not a single time did I think that. All right, well, I did a little tiny bit. I have to be honest with you. But Nathan Fillion was really good. But Mr. Terrific, what was his name again? Was it Mr. Terrific? He only got one kick-ass sequence. Yeah, but when he kicked ass, he kicked ass. And I do like the homies. Wait, you gave this a 3 B-Dot? Oh, wait, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong movie. Yeah, Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was awesome. Yeah, he was awesome. I think I saw that they're thinking about doing a show with him. I'm in. And they're going to do a Green Lantern show, right? I'm assuming Nathan Fillion's there, right? Because he was great. He's like perfect for that type of role. Superman's a hard character because he is OP. He should, in a realistic thing, enslave us. All these chuds who hate the movie are so whining. Why is Superman such a softie? Wham wham. Like, that's not the part of this whole deal before Snyder made him a power fantasy self-insert. Well, the chuds are also mad because dude, so I'll say this. There's not really political undertones in this movie. There's political overtones. They're not very shy with their political inserts. And it's not, for me, I've seen people like debate what the political message of this movie was. To me, there's not really much of a debate about what's going on in the movie. Like, it's pretty clearly, it is real Palestine. Insert. I don't even think that's up for debate. Yeah, it's pretty 1-to-1. Like, I was having this conversation because I watched it with family and I had a conversation after. They're like, well, it could be Russia, Ukraine. I was like, yeah, maybe, but it's not. Like, it's not. It's pretty clear what they're doing. So that was pretty ballsy, honest to God. I will say. And it's James Gunn is, he's always kind of been out there, right? He's never really been that shy about it. And I don't know. I feel like it's really kind of funny because if any of the messaging in this movie upsets you, it's time to probably look in the mirror because like the messaging of this is like, hey, innocent people shouldn't be killed and you should be nice to everybody. Like that's what's always funny when movies like that and people are like, nah, way too political for me. That scene where Superman was one of the 9/11 planes was crazy though. Yeah, that was a little too far. I agree with you there. All right, now let's get to the Snyderverse. I can't wait to talk about this, actually. So Man of Steel is a piece of shit garbage movie. Like, actually terrible. What did I end up giving Man of Steel? 1.5. I think Man of Steel is horrifically bad. Like, seriously, this movie was shocking to me by the time it ended. I was like, dude, what the fuck did I just watch, man? What the hell did I just watch? First and foremost, the one taste I couldn't get out of my mouth was in a Superman movie. And mind you, I watched this maybe 12 hours after I watched the 1978 Superman. So, unless I'm misremembering, the only scenes we see like fucking Superman, save anybody as Superman. Because early on in the movie, he's like 30 years old and he's like, I don't want to fucking be Superman. I'm so mad and I'm so upset. I'm so angry because my dumbass dad died in a tornado and I could have so easily just saved him or just ran and got the dog myself. I'm so sad. I don't want to help anybody, except I will like help out people on an oil rig from burning. Like that's really it. You get that in the opening scene. And then he gets pissed off at some guy at the restaurant he's working at and destroys his 18-wheeler. Okay, fine, right? Unless I'm completely misremembering, the only other scenes we see him like save anybody, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, we see him save Lois Lane a bunch. The only other time we see him save anybody is him like saving the American military, like American military personnel. Like there's some like kind of gross American military propaganda here. I couldn't help but feel that way. Sometimes I see that in movies where I'm like, was there like a United States military recruiting booth outside the theater when this dropped? You know, like Top Gun, right? Top Gun Maverick. But I can excuse that because Top Gun Maverick was fucking incredible, right? Jesus Christ, this movie's so terrible. And Amy Adams, I mean, God bless her. I felt really bad because I did some reading on this movie. I feel really bad because apparently Amy Adams, her dream role was playing Lois Lane. Like that was her dream role, and she tried out for a bunch of different like Lois Lane parts. Finally got this, and God, it's so bad. And it's not really her fault, right? It's not her fault. The script is god awful. Her and Clark's chemistry is akin to like a blade of grass and concrete chemistry. Nothing there. Nothing there at all. Maybe they'll just like, maybe a blade of grass will break away and go across the concrete and they'll like touch. That's it. I think this movie is just horrible. I hated it. And then, I mean, how can you... So I'm trying to walk through the logic of this story because I'm thinking to myself, it's so cynical. This movie is so cynical. And I don't hate the idea of this. I don't hate the idea of like hey, let's just be honest with ourselves. If somebody like Superman came down and this was a real world thing, we wouldn't like him that much. We'd be really scared of him and we'd want to deal with him. That's actually interesting. And I you know, fine. Right? Fine. But like, does this movie do anything to disprove why we would think like that? No. Because let me tell you what happens. So Clark Kent, Superman, he's been here for a while. And the Krypton scenes were pretty cool, I guess. Like that stuff at the beginning was okay, right? But he's been here for, they make it clear, 30 years. And he's yet to be Superman. So 30 years has gone by. Pa Kent is the biggest dumbass piece of shit. Pa Kent's like, yo, man, like, you don't need to be saving kids. You don't owe anything to this. The world doesn't owe anything to you. You don't have to save kids. You know what? Sometimes it's even better to not save kids. You want to know what spurred that conversation? Was Superman, when he was in school, their school bus fell into a lake and was going down, and probably 30 children were about to drown and die. And so he saved the bus. And one dumb fuck kid, instead of being like, yo, thank you so much for saving me. Yo, whatever happened, it's a miracle. Thank God, right? It's like, yo, that dude's Superman. Like that guy's an alien or something. And I'm out to get him now, even though he saved my life. I'm out to get him, right? So Pa Kent, instead of being like, that was really brave of you, be careful, you know, you should use your powers for good. The world needs somebody like you. It's like, yo, sometimes it's better just to let 30 children drown in a bus accident. That's implied in the movie, bro. And then the Pa Kent death scene is the worst scene in a superhero movie, I think. Because like Pa Kent dying is always a big time. And I was really, so spoiler real quick, just plug your ears about the new Superman. When the Kents, I love Pa and Ma Kent in the new Superman. I love it. They're just so adorable, right? And if you have any Southern family members, it's pretty on the nose. So adorable, right? I was really worried we were going to see Pa Kent bite it in this. I was like, please don't die. You know, please don't die. I don't know if I can handle it. But anyway, Pa Kent in this one. Pa Kent in this one runs to a tornado appears, right? Runs to the truck to save the dog. Mind you, Clark is like, yo, I'll go get the dog. Don't worry about it. And Pa Kent's like, no, everyone will know you're Superman if you run and go get the dog. What? How would anybody know that? Everybody's running from the tornado. You could just be like, yeah, Clark, he's really fucking fast. He's a great athlete. Why couldn't that be the thing? So Pa Kent gets to the car, gets the dog, he hurts his ankle or some shit, and then gets stuck. And it's like, dude, Clark could have easily ran there and got the dog and come back, and nobody would have thought anything was weird at all. But no, instead, Pa Kent gets stuck and then gets sucked into the tornado and dies. Genuinely one of the worst scenes I've ever seen. Like, shockingly bad. And then, of course, you have the last hour. I will give it props to the final fight scene, which is kind of cool. I hate the like CGI fight scene. Well, they'll like do random zoom ins. I think it looks so bad. But anyways, the final fight scene is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's an hour long. I applaud that. They went for it with the fight scene. But it's like, how many people get killed in this fight scene? So when I go back and I say, this universe doesn't make any sense to me at all, I'm assuming, I actually looked this up. Because I was kind of intrigued into just how many people probably died there. I mean, you look at all the cities, they don't do any evacuation, right? I think I saw Metropolis, they said, has 12 million people living in it. Zack Snyder said 5 million people died during the events of Man of Steel. Wait, he actually said that? Zack Snyder recently said Crypto was in the original cut of Man of Steel and Ma Kent puts him down to teach Clark a lesson? What? What was wrong with him, bro? Okay, so there you go. 5 million people die. So let me walk you through this. And there's a hilarious scene here, and I guarantee they did because this would look sick, right? Zod throws a fucking 18-wheeler, like an oil rig or whatever, at Superman, right? What does Superman do? Does Superman go, oh my God, this is like going to cause a huge explosion. I need to pick this up and throw it into space or something. Or, oh my God, I need to absorb all of the explosion and all the fire so people don't get hurt. He jumps over the 18-wheeler. He jumps over it. The 18-wheeler smashes into a building, explodes, and the fucking building collapses. How many millions of people just died? How many thousands of people just died? How many thousands of people just died? You can't make it up. So I'm saying this universe doesn't make any sense because it's like Superman. No, we actually need Superman. Like, we're being a little too cynical. Superman's important and we need him. And yeah, like maybe it's a little bit scary, but sometimes you have to embrace what's scary, right? And then don't get me started on all the Jesus symbolism in this movie. But then, so Superman announces himself, right? In the span of about 48 hours from Superman announcing himself and Zod coming, millions of people have died. Why the fuck would anybody, like, if I were living in that world, they'd be like, execute Superman, execute him. Get that alien out of here. We cannot be dabbling in this. There wasn't like a lead up. There wasn't like at least in this, they didn't do like in the new Superman where they just, the very first scene is like, hey, 3 years ago, Superman came around and he's been helping. And in 3 minutes ago, he just lost his last fight. Whatever the case, whatever that was, right? Like establishing like Superman's been here for a bit and people like him. None of that. Superman just shows up, then Zod shows up, and then 5 million people die. Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Dumb fuck movie. But then here's the thing, guys. I gave Batman vs Superman a 3.5. I actually liked it. I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. Now, watching this movie made me realize what probably should have happened with the Snyderverse to make it make a little bit more sense. A standalone Batman movie in place of Man of Steel, probably. Set up this universe through Batman's lens and then introduce Superman. Because your Superman movie made no sense. It didn't feel like a Superman movie. Did you watch it? No, the 6-hour version is Justice League, and I haven't gotten around to that. No, I think this movie's good. I think it's a good Batman. Like a straight up. I think Batfleck is a good Batman, okay? The courtroom scene is hilariously bad. I mean, this movie has its flaws, right? It does. And I know Gal Gadot, who I actually like the Wonder Woman movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I liked it when it came out. Gal Gadot in Justice League is a crime against humanity. Well, take that how you want, right? Interpret that however you want. But she really wasn't that bad in this. Batman's murdering people. Yeah, but what I'm saying, though, is you've already established in this universe, millions of people die, like whatever. Like the superheroes are not all that interested in saving people. But what I will say, though, is Batman dabbles with the darkness, man. Like that's what Batman's all about, right? Batman, he always sort of toes that line between I understand what is required out of me. If I wanted to be the best vigilante I could possibly be, I know what is required of me, but I'm not going to do it. Right? I'm not going to go there. I thought wasn't the gun scene a dream though? The Boston Celtics are trading George Niang and 2 future second-round picks to the Utah Jazz for R.J. Lewis Jr. George Niang getting passed around like a blunt. Who is R.J. Lewis Jr.? Oh, Ricky? That does move the needle. What are the Jazz doing? Getting second-round picks. I don't care. Batman literally fucking despises guns and he hates the shit out of them. But what I'm saying though is, isn't that a dream though? I thought that gun scene was a dream sequence. So look, based off of what you established in Man of Steel, I hate Man of Steel, but based off what you established, some of the stuff in this movie makes sense. It does make sense to me that Batman in this entire movie is like teetering on Lex Luthor in the new movie where he's like, Alfred's like, yo, maybe chill out. Maybe we don't understand Superman. Batman's like, no, he needs to die. Like, no, man, he needs to die. He has to die, and I have to kill him. And you know what? I understand it, because it's just like I said. Superman shows up, and then Zod shows up, and then 48 hours later, 5 million people have died, right? Well, Batman still kills in this universe and even brands his victims to get them killed in prison, right? So that is I don't know if we saw Batman directly kill somebody, but yes, he does brand his victims in this universe, and those victims get fucked up in prison. But I mean, hey, Alfred's on his ass at least. Alfred's like, yo, you're wilding out, man. You are wilding out. And Batman's like, I don't give a fuck. I kind of like it though. You've already established in this universe that these superheroes are just like, yeah, man, people die. So what? I mean, you can go back through the Christopher Nolan ones, and there are scenes in that trilogy where it's like, oh, that person's died. That person is dead. Funeral homeowners are billionaires in this universe. Yeah, if they're not, crushed by the building that they work in because Zod flew through it. But I actually kind of like this movie. I really did. I thought Batfleck was good. I thought that Ben Affleck was legitimately good as Batman, and I'm kind of sad that we never got like a better version of him. You've already established that these characters suck ass, so it's okay. But I guess what I'm getting at is Superman doesn't make much sense in this universe. But then you've already established the universe. Batman does make sense in this universe, and I thought his character did make sense, right? And then kind of this brooding Superman, which to this movie's credit, it does a couple of things, right? I think it shoehorns in an evacuation scene, if memory serves correctly, when the Doomsday fight happens. Or they make it a point to be like, oh, it's in an abandoned part of the city. So when buildings get destroyed because it looks cool. But then they also make it a point, it's like, let's show Superman saving some like people from a flood. Which that's all you fucking needed. Man of Steel could have been saved by a 5-minute montage. I'm being dead serious. The Doomsday fight was pretty sick, though. And honestly, and again, Batman in this, he's beating Superman's ass. And maybe it's because I have a Batman stan. Maybe because I have a Batman stan, but Batman's beating Superman's ass, man. He's fucking him up. He had him dead to rights. And then the Martha thing, which agreed. The Martha thing was horrible, right? The Martha thing was terrible. And Lex Luthor is god awful. What were they thinking? You know what? I'm going to knock this down to a 3. What were they thinking with Lex Luthor? No, Khalil No is not in this movie. Khalil, no! What were they thinking with Lex Luthor? Oh, God. What? Oh. So hard to watch, man. Superman beats him. He's stronger. Batman used metal. Well, honestly, it's kind of sad. If I were a Superman stan, I'd absolutely would hate this shit because they treat Superman like a fucking villain. You know, I hate this planet. Like, why do I have to save this planet in this trilogy in a lot of ways? And then he does save it in the end, right? He sacrifices himself. He comes back to life, but sacrifices himself. A pretty touching moment. But Batman is fucking up Superman. Why? With his brain and his gadgets. That's what Batman does. Yeah, like Batman's using metal, but he knows he has to use metal. Lex as a tech bro makes total sense. This movie coming out when it did, was it 2015? Makes so much sense. Like that is such a 2015 ass like tech bros. It also doesn't help that like Jesse Eisenberg literally played holy shit. What the fuck is his name? Oh my God. The Facebook Zuckerberg. Yeah. Big Zuck. That movie's incredible, by the way. Social Network is an unbelievably good movie. But anyways, I didn't hate Batman versus Superman. I really didn't. I left Man of Steel being like, that movie is horrible, and I hated it. This one? So let's do another like widely hated superhero movie recently. Captain America: Brave New World. I watched that just because I do feel like an obligation to keep up with that. Like I'm already 30 plus movies deep in the Marvel universe. I feel like an obligation to at least keep up with them. I gave it a 2 star. You know, I saw people shitting on this, giving it a 1, giving it a half. I don't know. Even the new Lex is a tech bro too. That's like the new canon we all agreed on, it seems. No, this Lex bro, the Lex Luthor in the new Superman's like a defense contractor guy. Right? More than a tech bro. But beyond that, like, okay, fine. Lex Luthor's a tech bro. Who really cares? It's the way he acted. This quirky, like, oh, I'm a tech bro. Oh, eat this Jolly Rancher. Like, I just outsmarted you again. Actually, he's so fucking Reddit coded. Actually, I just outsmarted you again. Like, oh, what? Why would you go this direction with Lex Luthor? Oh, Jesus Christ. Like he's for sure on Reddit. Anyways, Brave New World. It's just the problem with Captain America. It really wasn't terrible. It's just terribly boring. Like nothing happens in this movie. I watched this semi recently and I don't even really know if I could accurately tell you the plot of this movie. What it did feel like, I saw someone describe it like this, and it's 100% true. It feels like this was the Winter Soldier and Falcon season 2. Like they wanted to do a season 2 of that show, and they had like some storylines and subplots in it. And then they're like, just make this into a movie. Can you like combine all of these storylines into a movie? And they're like, sure. It's gonna be shitty. And like, we don't give a fuck. I just put it out there. We don't care. Like, yeah, we're cool. Making Brave New World a sort of sequel to 2008 Hulk movie for no reason made zero sense. Yeah, that made no sense either. Why on earth would they choose to do that? I don't know. This is an example of Marvel sniffing their own farts a little bit. It's like, no, you don't understand. We'll make it a sequel to the third movie in our 37 movie franchise. Like, yeah, no thanks, dude. No thanks. No, like, no, you need to go back and watch. And then you also have to watch Captain America. Because if you're just a moviegoer and you're like, wait, Sam Wilson's now Captain America? And there's a new Falcon. It's like, yeah, we had to watch the TV show for it to make sense. And then you had to watch. It's like, eh. But also, I want to say this movie, the Red Hulk was kind of cool. Now, I knew 100% this was the route this was going with, hey, this isn't you, man. I knew that's exactly how this shit was going to end, in which it did end that way, of course. But yeah, and also the new Falcon, I'm just not. Am I supposed to like feel a strong connection? Are these guys gonna be in? Are these like the new Marvel Avengers? Because it's like, all right, the next Marvel movie, and we'll talk about the Fantastic Four because I did like it quite a bit. The next Marvel movie is Doomsday. Like, we're doing it. Here we go. The next Marvel movie is an Avengers movie. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, who the fuck's in it? Because, like, I don't really care about Sam Wilson. I have to be honest with you. He's kind of interesting to me, right? But I don't really care. Can I be honest with you? Can he take the fucking super soldier serum, please? Because it's a movie at the end of the day. Take the super soldier serum. And they set it up in this movie to where I'm willing to bet he ends up taking it. Like, that's going to be one of the plot lines, right? Am I wrong? That's probably going to be one of the plot lines. Shang-Chi was the most interesting and they're fucking hiding him. Yeah, he hasn't been around. Are the Eternals still in this? Like, are the Eternals still involved? Are they still making a Blade movie? Like, all of the interesting stuff, like Blade, sick. Let's do Blade. Blade's fucking awesome. They're not doing Blade because they had because they did the cameo in Deadpool. Like, wow. Like the new Falcon, yeah, Danny Ramirez is fine. I like some of his other stuff. But like the new Falcon falls so flat to me. Like, I could not care less. But nothing about this movie was like offensively bad. It's just boring as hell. Like, who is... I'm looking at this movie poster. I'm trying to... Who is this? Actually, who is that? Is that the Israeli agent? It's also hilarious. Giancarlo Esposito. What was he doing in this movie? That was the Israeli spy, yes. But it doesn't really look like her on this poster, I have to be honest with you. But also, like, what? She's front billing in this movie, really? Why was Giancarlo Esposito... what was he doing in this movie? Well, it was such a random insert. His character felt like getting... I know. I was just like, why was... Like, what did the sidewinder, right? That's his character. Like, what did he do in the movie? Why was his character in it? I couldn't even tell you. Like, he gets interrogated at one point. But like, what was his initial... Oh, he was like the muscle for the seller, right? Or whatever the fuck his name was. Dumbass movie. Dumbass plotline. Just boring. Just a boring movie, honestly. Or is there going to be anything with Isaiah Bradley? Because I do like him. I think he's a cool ass character. Like, is he just like kind of too old? Still better than Batman vs Superman? No, I'd much rather watch Batman vs Superman than this. Much rather. This is just so boring to me. All right, let's close out our superhero movies. What did Fantastic Four 3.5. I liked it a lot. Good movie. I really like the vibe of this movie too. I love the retrofuturism shit. I did like that's almost what they had to do. I like that they just said, "Hey, Fantastic Four is like its own thing right now." Right? It's a completely different planet, completely different universe. It's its own shit, entirely separate from really any other Marvel thing. I like that they did that. I like that they didn't try to tie in any stupid ass Marvel shit that they've previously done. Let this be its own standalone thing for the time being. And I'm happy they did it that way. I won't spoil this movie because it just like this is the newest movie on this list, so I won't spoil anything. But yeah, this clicked. Like the family stuff was all great. The family stuff was all great. You know, you felt their chemistry was really good. Like they felt connected. You rooted for all of them. They all have their individual moments. I do agree that like the fight scenes did kind of leave a tiny bit to be desired for me, which is why it's not like a 4. And also, I will say, I was a little surprised by the tone of this movie. Like, it's a little bit more serious than I was expecting. It's a little bit more like, you know, there's obviously some silly shit here and there and like some genuinely funny jokes. Fun-ass family movie. Had a lot of fun, but it doesn't really have much to say. Movie feels chopped up and it feels like a studio made sure it was safe and solid as possible. No unique risks or takes. So again, I agree with you that in the end it felt a little bit safe, and I won't spoil. I'll try to do that without spoiling. And there are some people who think, yeah, not trying to spoil much. There are like some like big comic book nerd people who are like the introduction of a character at the end of this movie, not the end credit scene, but you know, at the end. Right? The little one. The introduction of that character is bad news. Because of a power level problem. Which, I know, that's not like, I don't really keep up with the comics or anything like that, but that's how some people feel. But anyways, it is a good movie. I liked it. I'm happy that it's good and not a piece of shit. Thing was about to pipe that redhead. That was weird. I do hate how they do that in movies like this, where it's like the deformed beast has a love interest. It's like, come on. Kind of sucks these characters will just be thrown into the MCU without their own development. Well, what was it? Thunderbolts? The end credit scene in Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four is there. All right, so those are all the superhero movies. Let's just get some of these other ones. A Fistful of Dollars, I gave it 3.5 as well. Classic, iconic. I did mean to finish this trilogy pretty much right away. But I didn't do it. But I need to do it. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and a few more dollars, right? A few dollars more. A few dollars more is the second one in this, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is like the final one. The only trilogy ever to only go up. Yeah, I mean, I thought this was, and I've seen Good, Bad, and the Ugly before, a long time ago. Hot take, but I think Fantastic Four is unironically kind of capitalist and fascist. What was the name of the Subterria? The underground city? I think, you know, if you're going to put out all these dog shit Marvel shows, I would watch a show about that. That's interesting to me. So I won't spoil it with the baby. I feel like now they don't want to give him up. It's kind of greedy and reminds me of how rich people view themselves as superior to the common folk. So I will say, I mean, I'm not trying to spoil the movie, so that's why I'm teetering on it. But yeah, there are some like moments where you're like, I don't know. In the Snyderverse, they would have gotten ganged up on, jumped, and ripped apart like Mussolini in the streets, right? But in this universe, like they've already established that everybody fucking loves the Fantastic Four. You got to remember that. Like that's what they did in this movie. They established everyone loves them. And again, it does make sense that the baby, I mean, based off of the character the baby becomes, it's a good thing they don't sacrifice the baby. Another Shams bomb. Chris Boucher, 1 year, $3.3 million contract with the Celtics. Interesting. Damn, 3.3 million. Chris Boucher is the starting center now. Boucher, a good player. Yeah, he's solid. He's your starting center. I don't know. So they have the same size dimensions as Galactus. Galactus did look cool as fuck in this movie, though. And I love the Silver Surfer in this movie. Fistful of Dollars. It's good. It's a rock solid movie. Fun, Western, spaghetti Western. Clint Eastwood's cool as hell, right? It's one of those movies where he's smoking like his own rolled cigars and stuff, and you just think to yourself, "Fuck, I wish I could. I want to smoke a rolled. Like I want to smoke that right now. Like I wish that wasn't bad. You know what I mean?" Let's Black Narcissist. When did this movie come out? Let's wrap this up. I'm saving the best for last with War of the Worlds. Black Narcissist. This was on my list. I really didn't know much about this movie. 1947. This is a movie about a group of nuns led by Sister Clodagh. They go to the Himalayas. They set up sort of a monastery there. And it's, I don't know. It's kind of implied that it's cursed a little bit. Not cursed, but really what it is it's funny because I was reading through the reviews of this movie. And yeah, this movie came out in 1947. It's a movie about some Brits. They go to the Himalayas, do the math, right? There is some pretty bad brown face in this movie as well. Like characters playing like are actors playing Indian characters who are in brown face. But it's not the best looking back on it. And yes, there are some depictions of like the locals that aren't great. But I will say this though. For a movie that came out in 1947, like at the tail end of like the British Empire and stuff like that, it felt pretty progressive actually in its messaging to me. Because basically these nuns go here and they start to go a little bit crazy because it's quite clear and obvious that they don't belong in this place. So I kind of viewed it as an anti-imperialist message, but I knew nothing about this movie. Nothing about it. I had never even heard of it, honestly. One, it fucking looks so cool. Like one of the things about these old movies is they'll do like the matte painted backgrounds. So instead of like CGI green screen, it's like a painting for a background. And I love that shit. I think it looks so good. And I think was this shot in Technicolor? I don't know. I think this was shot in Technicolor. And it looks really good. And it does make me wonder, like, could they make a movie like this again? Like in this style? Cause it looks really sick. Like, I think it looks really good. I think it would look really cool right now. But anyways, the plot of this, like, this goes down like a Shining type of road, honestly. I honestly wonder if Stephen King got inspiration from this. Like, this takes a turn I was not expecting at all. This took a turn I was not expecting, and it gets a little bit creepy and sinister. I'd actually recommend it. I think it's fucking cool. 100 minutes. It's really not that long. Under 2 hours. I think it was a really cool movie, actually. Would 100% recommend it. 4 stars. Just joined on the toilet right now. Thank you for filling us in. F1 movie, I gave a 3. So any F1 fans in the chat who watch this movie, I'm actually interested to hear y'all's opinion. Because I went to the theater to watch Superman. Or no, Fantastic Four thing. I don't know. One of these movies. And I was talking to like the bartender guy. And he was telling me about F1. He's like, yeah, you should go see F1. He's like, are you a Formula One fan? I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, you definitely should see it. And I was like, oh, like, is it one of the, he's like, yeah, I'm a big Formula One fan. And I didn't really like the movie. So I wonder if if you're really into F1 and you know all of the ins and outs, this movie might not be for you versus if you're someone like me who knows not a single fucking thing about F1, you'll be like, dude, that was sick. which it was. The driving scenes and the racing scenes are so badass. So badass. But I could just tell the way they're talking about it. Like, I could tell if the draft day of F1, no, it's better than draft day. It's way better than draft day. But like, you could tell the way they're talking about the race, like the commentators are like, and he just passed him, and because he just passed him, he moved up from 3 to 2. It's like, okay, if you were like an F1 fan, I'm sure you're like, all right, we get it. They talk like they know the person watching us shit about F1. Yeah, exactly. Which in my case was true. So I was like, oh, that's like, and by rule, this means like, they would never talk like that commentating a live race, I'm assuming, right? But my dumbass is like, oh, that means that he's if it's a 5-second pit penalty now. I didn't know that. Like that, it worked for me. So I like that. The reason why I didn't go higher with this, because again, I mean, Brad Pitt's just cool as hell. Like, let's just be honest. Logan with the 2. Have you seen Ford versus Ferrari? No, I have not. And that might be on my list. But anyways. What was I about to say? So I know you live in the Fairview area now. I live around there. It's a little creepy, but all right. Brad Pitt, I've been cool when he was crying at the Frank Ocean concert. Nothing wrong with crying at the Frank Ocean concert. Oh yeah, why didn't I go higher? I didn't go higher because the movie's long as fuck. And there's like this movie's been out for a tiny bit. I mean, it's not that big of a spoiler. There's nothing like to really spoil in this movie because it's just pretty formulaic. But the random like plot twist, I guess, where one of the investors was purposefully tanking the team. I was like, why did that have to be in the movie? Like that just dragged the movie out another like 40 minutes. And it just felt like that straight up did not need to be in it at all. Like you already had an intriguing enough plot line, I thought, with this very desperate race team owner. I don't know what they call it that, but this very desperate race team owner, in like a big desperate move, goes out and gets this old washed up racer that he used to be friends with. And there's like a conflict between the new rookie guy and the new old racer. Like that's already an interesting enough like storyline. They could have just gone with Brad Pitt not being cool and he hit women, and that's fair. But the racing scenes are badass. Alto Nights, I watched this. I'm obviously watching The Sopranos and stuff, like in my mobster phase. This movie, like, what? So obviously you have like the pun intended godfather of mobster roles and Robert De Niro. Now, what is kind of bizarre about this movie is Robert De Niro plays two characters. I definitely have some black and white movies on my watch list. He plays two characters in this movie, and I'm not entirely sure why. Like when I first started this, I was like, "Oh, is it like a twin brother thing?" No, it's like two completely separate characters. Yeah, he plays Frank Costello and Vito Genovese, the two like bosses of the two main characters, former friends who had a falling out, a real story. Former friends who had a falling out, and then one tries to kill the other. But I'm like, why the fuck is he playing both characters? Like, I don't understand it at all. I mean, he does a good job, I guess, but it is just like, why is this so gimmicky? I don't understand it. What was with this gimmick? Budget issues. But I was about to say, I guarantee you he got paid double the price, and it's Robert De Niro, so I'm assuming it cost a fuck ton of money. Did this ever go out to theaters? Was this an HBO Max thing, or am I talking to me? This movie is just kind of boring. De Niro does pretty good, but it's just boring. Like, I don't know. It is just like, the whole time I couldn't stop thinking, like, why the fuck is he playing both characters? It makes no sense. And his Vito, right? Vito was the crazy one. His like Vito character is like so clearly written for Joe Pesci. so clearly. He almost talks exactly like him. Boring movies don't even get 2 stars for me. That's fine. It's boring. There were some parts that I thought was fine. It does kind of scratch a mobster itch. I won't lie to you. If you're like into mobster movies, it does kind of scratch that itch a little tiny bit. And then we have this iconic classic movie. I can't believe I'm going to say this because, like, I feel like movies have become so formulaic. Everybody kind of knows the boxes we need to check just to put out like a average ass movie, right? That it's almost hard to see a movie this bad. This is actually one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I will say, thank God it's only 90 minutes. Because I will say, it has reached this point of it is actually so bad it's good. This movie is so bad that it's good. That I actually would recommend watching it. Like, you almost have to see it. It is genuinely... I mean, genuinely laugh out loud terrible. There are scenes in this movie that will make you literally laugh out loud. Seriously. Sometimes there's bad movies that are just like so mind-numbingly bad that you can't even begin to describe it really. And it's just... So, for example, I did like a random spin once on Letterboxd and got this movie called Iga. And it's one of the worst movies ever made. Now, the problem with Iga is, yes, it's terrible. Yes, it has some scenes that are so fucking bad you have to see to believe. But it's also just like really boring. You know? Yes, I'm going to see weapons. I'm going to see Naked Gun too. Iga's just like really boring. In moments. War of the Worlds isn't that boring. Like, okay, let me try to explain this. So, Ice Cube, aka Will Radford, works for the Homeland Security. This entire movie is through Zoom. It's one of these fucking things. Now I can see your chats. I don't know what you're sending, but I can see them. This whole movie is through Zoom. It's one of those. I think the only scene where they're together is like somebody is sharing the screen, like in the same place with somebody. Is his daughter and her boyfriend. It's a gimmick movie. It is a gimmick movie. I'm just trying to think of like how to even... So he's dude, this movie is so bad. Like, I'm trying to understand the plot and I'm thinking about it to myself and it is laughable, man. It is laughable. So he's spying on his children. Like, he just flat out spies on his daughter. Like, I'm talking hacks into like the coffee shop cameras that she goes to, watches her, logs into her phone, reads her text messages. Like that level. Yes, aliens are involved in this. And I don't. But then it doesn't really make sense because his son, who he also spies on, to a lesser extent than his daughter, I will say. But his son, who he spies on, is like this big time hacker. Like very similar to Anonymous, right? That's like the parallel. But like this big time hacker who the government is like actively hunting down and like sending SWAT teams door to door to find him. His fucking son. This is one of the best top analysts of Homeland Security who constantly spies on his kids, but has not put 1 and 2 together that his son is this ginormous. And you knew it right away. Like, you literally knew it immediately that it was like, oh, this is going to be his son who's like this hacker. And then he is. And then I try to even like understand how any of this is connected at all. Eva Longoria is like this NASA agent. And she'll like randomly interject. And then yeah, the alien invasion just starts. The alien invasion just starts out of nowhere. And then they make this discovery. Oh my God. Guys, this is actually, Will Radford is actually equivalent to Superman in this universe because he literally solves everything, right? Him, Eva Longoria, and his son literally solve everything. Like the entire world comes together, War of the Worlds. They do that thing where they say the title of the movie and like wink at the camera. War of the Worlds. Every country comes together. The top minds are all together thinking, how do we solve this? How do we stop this? What do we need to do? Will Radford, aka Ice Cube, literally saves the day his entire self. They realize, wait a second, they're eating data. The aliens aren't here to eat us. They're here to eat our data. They're here to farm our data. And they're now mad because the United States has this big time government surveillance thing that they've launched recently. But then it comes out that the United States government knew about this. And like there's like hidden recordings that come out. And they're like, no, sir, they're going to come to us. If you open up this new surveillance system, they're going to come back to us and kill us all. And he's like, I don't care. I need to spy on you. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why is this guy so interested in like this? I'd understand if it was like, it'd make a little bit more sense to me if it was like this nuclear thing. And it was like, no, we need to have this arsenal or else our enemies will crush us. But it's like, I know I need to spy. I need to be able to spy on all of our citizens. And then I'm a little bit confused by this because then they're just like, okay. Yes, and this is also another big plot line is Ice Cube is finally like, Ice Cube's daughter gets shot in the leg. Something happens. Something gets jammed in her leg. Right? Something gets jammed in her leg. And she's bleeding out. And I'm not bullshitting you, man. Do you want to know how he saves her? None of this really makes sense at all because like they'll cut to like one scene. The pacing makes no sense at all because from Ice Cube's perspective and the whole movie's from his perspective, like minutes are passing. Like it's almost live time. There's not like really any cuts or jump aheads. It's kind of like live time. But then they'll cut to like these like newsreels and it'll be like this has been happening for weeks. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever because then they'll just cut. It'll be like live time. Ice Cube's like, oh my God, it just like this is the level of acting I'm talking about too. Oh my God, you could shoot him out the sky with the jets. The jets can shoot him. And then immediately it'll pan to like a press conference of like a general is like, and we discovered that we could shoot them with missiles. It's the dumbest shit. It's the dumbest shit in the world. But then, so anyways, you never fully understand, like, is everybody like under attack? The one scene, they're like, citizens, do not for any reason go outside. These aliens will fuck you up and kill you. Right? But then Ice Cube's daughter gets something stuck in her leg and she's bleeding out. And again, I'm not bullshitting you. This is how Ice Cube saves her. He hacks into a Tesla. Yes, this is basically like a Tesla and Amazon ad. 100% is what it is. He hacks into a Tesla and then drives her to a hospital, I guess, in the Tesla. And then they're just driving through the streets in the Tesla. And what's actually really hilarious is if you watch this movie and you do, when you get to the Tesla scene, look outside. People are just like walking around. People are just like walking around, like shopping, like nothing's going on. I'm like, is there a fucking alien invasion happening or not? Like they didn't have the budget to be like, hey guys, we're going to shut this street down for this movie shoot today. Like, dude, just go. Just fucking do it. Who cares? So anyways, they stop the bleeding. The boyfriend gets there to help her out, right? Guys, the ending of this movie has to be seen to believe. So they find out through his hacker son that, oh my God, they feed off of data. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get to all of our data centers and they're going to eat all of the data, right? So they have the genius idea, a zombie code. I think that's what it was called. A zombie code. We can upload a zombie code and they'll eat it and it will poison them. But then they're like, how do we do it? I can't do it. There was a scene earlier where Ice Cube is like, I need to leave here. I need to go save my daughter, and his door's locked, so he can't leave. Yes, they eat the data. So anyways, I'm not joking. The daughter's boyfriend is an Amazon delivery driver, and he goes, "Oh, Ice Cube, I can get you a thumb drive that you can upload the virus on and then put it in the data center yourself, since you work at the data center. I work for Amazon. You have to, I can give it to you. I can deliver it via drone. Amazon's test driving these drone deliveries." And then, I'm not bullshitting, then he goes, "But first you have to go on Amazon and buy it." And there's a whole scene where Ice Cube is pulling up Amazon.com, typing in thumb drive, and then purchasing a thumb drive with same day delivery. I'm not bullshitting you. That's in the fucking movie. And then he gets the drone and flies it through. The drone, the Amazon delivery drone, manages to survive, and not only survive, out evade an invasion alien force that is after it. And it delivers a thumb drive. Oh, wait, no, I completely missed one of the most important parts of the movie. The drone actually, the drone falls down and flips over, and they can't flip it over. But what does the drone see? The drone sees a homeless guy in the street. And the homeless guy's like, "What the fuck?" And then Ice Cube's like, "Hack into his phone." And they hack into his phone. And then they're texting him on his phone. And they're like, "Hey, can you flip this over?" And the guy's like, "Fuck no, man, that thing's going to kill me." And then it's like, "I'll give you a $10, I'll give you free internet for a year." That's what they say at first. "We'll give you free internet for a year." How can they do that? I don't know. "We'll give you free internet for a year." And he's like, "Fuck no. Like, that's not worth, there's not going to be, I'm going to be dead." And then they give him a $1,000 Amazon gift card. And then he's like, "All right, bet." And then he runs out in the middle of the street and flips it over. And then they fly it in, and then they upload it. And then there is like this funny, so Ice Cube runs down to the data center at the bottom, and I'm not entirely sure what's implied here. Like, you're supposed to think he died, but you don't know how. He's just laying on the ground. He puts the thumb chip in, and it works. And they kill off all the aliens. And it's not like, then there's a cut, and he sent this email to his kids, because right before he left, he sent this email to his kids because he thought he was going to die. And the email makes no sense. The email was like, being a dad is hard, and I'm sorry, and I failed you. It's like, what? Okay. Like, fine, whatever. Trying to be an emotional, touching scene. It just doesn't. You just don't give a shit at all, right? And then it's like, okay, so I guess Ice Cube died. No, just immediately the next scene, Ice Cube is back at the Zoom computer. And he's getting a Zoom call from like a government employee. And he's like, "Great work, Ice Cube. How would you like to come? We want you to spearhead the next spy. We want you to spearhead the next spy data. But actually, we want it to be good. We want it to be ethical spy data." And he's like, "No, I'm going to spy against you guys. I'm going to spy against the U.S. government." And the U.S. government's like, "All right." Like, what? They would drone strike your house in a minute. If in this world, if you were Ice Cube and you knew all of this stuff, they would drone bomb you in a millisecond. And then I really think this movie might be AI. Like, I'm being serious. I want to be very careful with leveling those type of claims, because it's going to turn into like the witch trials, right? It just is. That's going to be it with some of that shit. But this one might really be AI. I'm telling you right now. I got to pull up the final scene of this movie, because it has to be seen to believe. Seen to believe. Like, let me see if I can find it. I'm so certain. So certain that this is an AI picture. And it makes me wonder, how much of this movie is AI? How much? I'm trying to log into Amazon so I can show you the last, but it's fucking texting me a code. AI would do better? I don't know. My brother went out the whole theater for me and my family to watch this movie. I'm so excited. Did he really? That's pretty crazy. This movie's not even in theaters, I don't think. This movie's hilarious. So, yes, if you're wondering what's up with the Zoom gimmick, like, we saw a couple movies do this, especially around the pandemic, where it's like all of it is filmed through like Zoom. There's some creative ones. Like there was that horror movie that did it. This one makes no sense at all. Like this one just makes no sense for a War of the Worlds movie to be portrayed in this way. But it does make sense that this movie was made during COVID. Why on earth did it take this long to come out? I don't really know. And there was no like, there was no marketing or anything for this.
It's the future of delivery. They've been training us for months. I need you to place an official order on Amazon to activate the drone.
Yeah. Yeah. This is in the movie, bro.
We only got one shot at this. Are you sure
you have to see this shit? I'm telling you guys, I actually recommend you guys watch this movie. All right, no, this is the literal last thing this movie leaves us off on. This is the last frame of the movie. I don't know. You guys be the judge. So it's obviously at the very, very worst photoshopped, right? They're supposed to be like and then we all came together and had a barbecue thing. No, they're not. I mean, look, you can literally see her hair. Her hair is like clipping over his shoulder. Her hair is clipping over his shoulder. Eva Longoria looks terrible. The shadows, the direction of the sun doesn't really make sense. I'm not, and look, you could even see like, all right, so really focus on Ice Cube's head. You could see like the cut. You could see where they cut Ice Cube. Like, you can see there's like little straggles. Yeah, whose arm is that actually? Good point. I didn't even notice that. So, and then I'm guessing that's his arm right there. What's his arm doing? Right there. So his arm position right now is this. So, okay, you guys just think this is a bad Photoshop? I saw this, I was like, dude, is that AI? But yeah, this is literally that's the last. Oh, wait, I didn't even know that there was a. All right, I didn't know there was an end credit scene. I didn't watch that one, I guess. But I'm telling you guys, it is so bad that it's almost must see fucking TV. That's how bad it is. You don't get those very often, man. So anyways, that was fun. I've been streaming way longer than I wanted to. Well, how long have we? 3 hours. Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. We've been streaming for 3 hours. Actually unbelievable. Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch War of the Worlds too, for sure. I'd watch it. God, man. It's like literally making me laugh. Like, I'm just thinking about how bad it was. That I just like, I'm like, what the fuck? Are they serious? Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. All right, folks. Probably streaming in Thursday. It'll be a little bit inconsistent with the streaming schedule right now just because there's not much. I do want to start gaming. I need to figure out what I want to play. Need to figure out what I want to play. Anyways, I'll post a rambling video on the Clips channel. Clips channel will be pretty active this week, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you all for tuning in. All of the OGs, you guys, I love you very much. Could have spent your Tuesday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys would not regret it. Donations, members, you guys never have to do that, but it helps out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will chat with you all later. I love you all. Bye.